Hello there, it's Francis Obasugia here, and today I'm just going to be, providing a solution to a common problem. Now, I suppose, if you do use emails, you would know that sometimes, important emails you are expecting do end up in your spam box or your junk folder. Now, the question is, how do you stop important emails sent to you from going to your spam folder? Now, it's a simple answer to that. Simply add the sender's email address to your contact list. Add the sender's email address to the contact list. And I am going to be showing you today how to do that. If you are a user of Yahoo or Ymail, Gmail, or AOL. I mean, obviously, I know there are other email providers out there, like Sky and so forth, but I'm going to be covering at least these three email service providers today. So let's just quickly go to, well, okay, that's a photograph of myself just to put a face to the voice. Let's go to Yahoo. Now, this obviously, as you can see, I'm going to be clicking on the spam box. You can see all these are emails that have ended up in my own spam folder. Let's just choose one name, for instance, or choose one particular email. Let's choose Emma Lindsay. We open it up. Note you are in the spam folder. You can see here it says the message contains blocked images. Let's just ignore that for now. So you've opened an email in the spam box. You basically go to the top here where you have the person's name. You can see if you hover over the name, their email address comes up. So what you want to do is to right click on that email address. I beg your pardon, not right click. You click on that email address. That's you left click on it, and it gives you the opportunity to add that email address to your contact list. You basically want to add their email address to your contact list or your address book. That way, your email system will basically recognize Lindsay's email address as one that is a friendly email address, not one from hackers or one from those out there wanting to do something malicious to you. So I'll just go over that step again. You basically hover over the person's email address, click on it, and then you scroll down, or you go down to the bottom and click on the add the person to your contact list. Now, in this case, I'm not going to be doing that because I don't want to add Emma Lindsay's email address to my contact list. I don't know her, but if she was somebody I knew and wanted her to be part of my contact list, I will click on it and go on to do all that I need to do with that. Now, that is one of the ways of doing that in Yahoo. Another way of getting your email system to recognize this or a particular email coming from another way of getting getting my words all mixed up there. Another way of getting your email system to actually save a particular email address so that next time when an email comes from them, it goes to your inbox as opposed to your spam folder. Another way of doing it is basically click on not spam. Now, that is a secondary way to do it, but the best way to do it, which I would encourage you to, is to add their email address to your address book. Now, let's go over to Gmail. For those of you who have Gmail or Google Mail, if you come to this bit here, let's see, you basically open your spam folder. You open your spam folder, and all these emails are from, they have ended up in my spam folder. Now, let's just choose one here. There was one I looked at earlier on from Author. You can see when you hover over his name, simply hover over his name, and you have the option to add him to your contact list. A bit similar to Yahoo, but somewhat different. You basically come to the name, hover over it, don't press anything, don't click on anything, don't click on the mouse. You scroll down and you add them to your contact list. It's as simple as that. Let's try someone else. The same thing for Peter Simone. If you wanted to add them to your address book, you simply click on that button and they are added to your address book immediately. Now the final one is AOL. Let's go to AOL and let's go to the spam box, which is already open anyhow. You basically open up that email. Let me just use this one. You click on it, open it up, and you can see their email address here. Well, obviously these are people wanting they are in a sense they are up to no good, as it were. But you basically click on you copy their email address, just the email address. You can see it says from Godin Chi Kyung Wong. You copy their email address and go over to the left hand side here where you have the your contacts. Now your address book might not have any address there currently, or it might have some in there. You just click on it. You're basically adding their email address to your contact list. Now these are some of the ones I have there on mine. You then create a new contact. Click on that. There we go. And you add their email address just like so. And you can fill in the rest of the details, their names and their last name and so forth. And then you click on create. Just as before, I'm not particularly wanting to add the name there. I'm just going through the process, going through the motion. So if you wanted to add their email address, you simply copy and paste it there and click on create, and their emails would immediately be added to your address book. And that basically would solve the problem, so that any emails that get sent to you which you actually want to receive, that ends up in your spam folder, you can actually solve that problem by doing just this. Now, as I introduced myself earlier on, I am Francis Obasogie from Cruxmagazine, which basically is a gospel events e-blast service. We basically send out e-blasts to help you promote your gospel events, even as you can see here. If you want to join our mailing list so you start receiving emails from us, simply go to our website, which is www.cruxmagazineeblast.com, cruxmagazineeblast.com, and go to the top right corner, click on join mailing list, just like that. Fill out your details and let us know what part of the world you're from, and you will begin to receive relevant emails to your inbox. Now, if you already are signed up to Cruxmagazine and Cruxmagazine keeps on going to your junk box, what you want to do is to add this particular email to your contact list or your address book. That is mailshot@cruxmagazineeblast.com. This is not the email address for communicating with us if you wanted to reach us, because this email address is hardly monitored. But if you want to receive emails from us in your inbox and not your spam folder, add this address to your address book. Okay, now, God bless.